First just got faster. Live from Augusta, you're watching News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Tonight, a rescue prop now helping save our everyday heroes. We'll show you how in just a moment. But we begin with a live look tonight at Wheeler Road and First Alert Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale. If you're a big fan of fall weather, here it is. Seems like this trend's going to stick around for a while. We like these cool mornings, warmer afternoons. Pretty perfect.
It really is. And I mean, this is right where we should be for the first week of October. I mean, we're talking morning lows and afternoon highs within a degree or two of average. So I don't think we could ask for better conditions.
A little bit of rain, maybe overnight.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Not much rain in our forecast, even the long term. So even in that 7 day, not much rain in our forecast. We are going to see a temperature drop, though, late this weekend. So that's kind of the next big thing we're looking at. But start to the day tomorrow, may want to have a light jacket if you're going to be up early for the first part of the day. We'll have a look at the rest of the week for you in just about 10 minutes.
See you then, Riley. Thanks. We have some new details and new videos showing that high-speed chase after a stolen police cruiser in Aiken earlier today. They arrested Kevin Kirkland on drug charges, but that was just the start of all this. We mapped out the situation for you. Public safety says it all started with that traffic stop near Richland Avenue and Lancaster Street. Investigators say Kirkland managed somehow to get access to the front of the car and then drove away. The chase went through Aiken, Graniteville, and the area near Highway 421. The high-speed chase ended after he crashed that car near Glenwood Drive and Silver Bluff Road. Now he's facing a longer list of charges. Also tonight, the FBI numbers show police officers are more likely to die from suicide in the line of duty. We tracked numbers of from July of last year to July of this year and found 52 suicide deaths. The top three factors seem to be relationship problems, depression and burnout, PTSD, or an illness. Now, one of our local law enforcement agencies is doing more to help our first responders, and it involves this furry new friend. Allie Turner caught up with his human to learn more about his duties.
Meet Oakley. He's Aiken Public Safety's newest employee on the block. But unlike other canines, he isn't in training for finding the convicts or drugs. He's seeking hugs and love.
Place? Good boy.
The intended purpose is mainly just for public safety officers, just the stressors of the job in public safety, wanting to have a therapy dog here for them.
From dispatch to police and everyone in between, Lieutenant Jennifer Hayes says days on the front line are never the same.
We do see a lot. You can run the gambit from having a very slow, busy day with doing absolutely nothing to having a car chase where you're running 90 miles an hour all over the city.
As the days speed up, so do emotions.
We have to go to fatalities. You could see an accident, child fatality, or a fire fatality here since we do police and fire. So I think that's some of it. Never knowing what you will come across in a day leaves you unable to prepare ahead of time.
Numbers from the Department of Justice show police officers are 8 times more likely to die by suicide than homicide.
Sometimes those types of events just catch people unaware or hit them harder than they normally would. Say a person with a child might take a child fatality harder than someone without kids.
To make sure their first responders never get to that point, Oakley the therapy pup is answering the call for comfort.
He'll come here every day and hang out and just be here for people. Just anybody who wants to come in, hang out with him.
Hayes says Aiken Department of Public Safety offers lots of mental health resources for their officers. But Oakley is a new tool.
Oakley is just another component of that. He's not for everyone. Everybody doesn't like dogs. It's just another tool in our tool belt, for that. If someone's having a hard day, they can come see him.
In Aiken, Hallie Turner on your side.
Look at Oakley there getting the job done. Oakley was adopted again from the Aiken Albrecht Center. They saved his life, and they say they're hoping he'll save many more. Well, coming off the heels of Ironman, the Military World Softball Tournament just wrapping up over the weekend. After its 6th-year break, Destination Augusta estimates it brought in more than $3 million in tourism dollars. As Taylor Martin reports, from conferences to reunions, these events are bringing in some big bucks.
Whether it was right here in downtown Augusta or in South Augusta, business was booming throughout the city in September. And I spoke to a few local businesses who say they're using this year's events to prepare for next year. Ironman, the Military World Softball Tournament, and B-Sides Augusta Conference are just a few.
It was very exciting, very exciting. We had a lot of customers that were from a lot of different places throughout the country.
More than 10,000 people flooded Augusta. Ironman brought in an estimated $8 to $10 million That's more money for local businesses than expected. Dallas Hoaxat Cafe on 8th says it was their first big event since opening in April.
For a single day, it was a lot more people than normal. We usually have people just coming in throughout the day, but as far as large crowds, it definitely generated a lot of large crowds throughout the day.
For crews over at the Wrdw Cafe, there were so many people, it was a bit overwhelming.
We do have a lot more business. However, it's just kind of like all at once. So we do have a lot of people just coming in and kind of expecting food to come out quickly when the restaurant filled up, like as soon as we open.
As they prepare for next year, they're hoping to have more communication with law enforcement on road closures that may impact their business. For both restaurants,
So we definitely have to amp up on our inventory to get prepared.
Make sure my kitchen is staffed a little bit better.
grateful these big events continue to choose Augusta.
They're coming here not just because it's there and it's food, but they've heard of us from all the way overseas. They've heard that this is the spot to go. And when I hear things like that, it kind of, it makes me happy. It makes me proud of where I work.
In Augusta, Taylor Martin on your side.
And those sound like good problems to have. Destination Augusta says the events of the month of September were estimated to bring in more than $12 million to local businesses. Okay, if you thought Georgia's snake season was over, it is not. Toby is a rescue dog. He was out playing when his owner called for him to come. She found him fighting with a rattlesnake, and Toby ended up with 2 bites right to the face. Tonight, she wants to share a message to other pet owners. Sydney Hood live for us in the newsroom. And Sydney, there's really no time to lose with that kind of snake bite.
Exactly, Richard. The biggest takeaway here is to call your vet immediately after your animal is bit by a rattlesnake, because when there's warm weather, there's always going to be a snake around.
Come on. All right, let's go. Come. Hey, he's just my little miracle boy, and he's the hero dog that everybody wants to know what's going on. Come on. He's Toby Tough. Oh, good boy.
A tough boy with a rough past.
He has scars.
And those sound like good problems to have. Destination Augusta says the events of the month of September were estimated to bring in more than $12 million to local businesses. Okay, if you thought Georgia's snake season was over, it is not. Toby is a rescue dog. He was out playing when his owner called for him to come. She found him fighting with a rattlesnake, and Toby ended up with 2 bites right to the face. Tonight, she wants to share a message to other pet owners. Sydney Hood live for us in the newsroom. And Sydney, there's really no time to lose with that kind of snake bite.
Exactly, Richard. The biggest takeaway here is to call your vet immediately after your animal is bit by a rattlesnake, because when there's warm weather, there's always going to be a snake around.
Come on. All right, let's go. Come. Hey, he's just my little miracle boy, and he's the hero dog that everybody wants to know what's going on. Come on. He's Toby Tough. Oh, good boy.
A tough boy with a rough past.
He has scars under him, under his chin. He has some bullet holes, some BBs in him.
He found comfort here.
He went into the woods, went past me apparently in the woods, right down to the bench that we always go and sit at in the morning. Yeah, come on.
And when she found him,
I saw him flinging one of the rattlesnakes with his mouth, and then just shaking it. And at the time, then he did get a second bite.
both bites on the face.
13 button was here, and then the 8 button was here.
Time was ticking, and she needed to get Toby help fast.
I initially called a regular vet, and they said they didn't have it.
She's talking about anti-venom used to treat snake bites.
So the only place to go was Blue Pearl. He was in such a horrible state. Like, literally, the doctor said he's in grave danger. You may have to make a decision today.
But Toby Tough pulled through.
This dog is, but what came to us for a purpose, was it just to save us from a rattlesnake? I don't know. But I know for a fact that this dog has a purpose on this earth.
Toby still has a long way to go in recovery, and his story's picked up support. His owner says within the first 3 days after his accident, people donated more than $3,000 for him.
That is great to hear about that support, and it's good to see Toby doing better. I know the road to recovery is going to be long, but he's doing all right. And boy, that was a close call for Toby and that family. Okay, coming up in sports, the Georgia High School Association making a big change. High school athletes can now profit off their name, image, and likeness. Alyssa Lyons in the studio to break it all down for us. Coming up in sports, right up.
And we just had a beautiful weekend. It looks like that nice weather sticks around for the rest of the work week, and then a big cool down this weekend. We'll have a look at it just after the break.
Time and temp.
Fifth. Here's a look at that 7 days. So once again, generally dry weather the next 7 days, and then cooler mornings in the 40s by Sunday into next Monday.
On your sideline, sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
Okay, trying to jog your memory a little bit. 2021, we saw a major shift in the world of college sports. For the past 2 years, college athletes have been able to profit off their name, image, and likeness. And after today, Georgia high school athletes will be allowed to do the same. The GHSA passed a bylaw with a 65 to 10 vote. The fine print says students cannot use school branding in any form. That means no mascot, logos, or school names. If it has anything marked with the GHSA logo, it's gotta go. Schools cannot be used as a location in any NIL advertisements, posts, or events. It cannot be used as an incentive to enroll or remain enrolled at a specific school. And athletes must also alert their principal within 7 days of any new deal. This isn't as unusual as it seems. 30 other states have adopted similar guidelines. The NCAA is still trying to navigate the NIL landscape. The Dogs brought in millions in deals last year. Earlier today, former coach Mark Wright made a guest appearance at Kirby's Monday press conference. It was the first time that they've shared the Monday podium. Between the two, they have 231 wins and 4 SEC championships. Enough of a resume to predict the future.
I know you coached 101 now here. 86 and 15, that's my math, better than 85%. 2 national championships. They're putting me in the Hall of Fame here in December, but you're already in. They just hadn't announced it yet.
The former coach was there for more than football and memories. The two are joining together for a charity bowling tournament to benefit UJ Research. He has Parkinson's. His granddaughter has Crohn's. Both of them have no cure at the moment.
Good to see Coach Rick again. One family impacted by pediatric cancer wants to make sure no family has to go through that journey alone. We share Miller's story next on this Miracle Monday.
Lionel Smith, limited to only the finest in men's clothing.
A local couple made it their mission to help families impacted by pediatric cancer and special needs. Not only do they support them financially, they form relationships so others know they're not alone in this fight. And they're making a difference in the memory of their 4-year-old son. Zana Halliburton tells us about the nonprofit organization called All In for Miller.
Miller was 17 months old when he was diagnosed with cancer, something his mom, Alanda Grover, says no parent wants to hear.
The only thing that I could come up to at that particular time and look at him and say was, that's my baby, and do whatever you have to do to help him.
From that point on, the Grovers' lives were changed. Their baby boy, who loved Mickey Mouse, trucks, music, and playing with his 2 sisters, would have brain surgery and undergo treatments in Augusta, Atlanta, and Houston.
Everybody's journey when you go down this path is completely different. Doesn't matter what your diagnosis is. Miller and I lived inside of a hospital for a year.
Miller was released from the hospital and completed treatment in May of 2015. Sadly, in January of 2017, the same tumor that Miller was diagnosed with before returned. Miller had another surgery, and his parents received results that they feared.
It came back that his tumor was malignant, and at that time, there wasn't really a whole lot else we could do. So we came home, and we were admitted into hospice here, and Miller lost his battle in April of 2017.
Miller gained his angel wings at 4 years old, and in May of 2018, the All In for Miller Foundation was created. Alanda says she left a full-time job to be with her son while he received treatment, which is something not everyone is able to do. That's where the foundation steps in to help.
I watch kids sit in rooms and go through treatment by themselves because a parent wasn't able to walk away from a job. They had to support their family so that they could get the treatment that they needed. And it was heartbreaking.
The foundation has raised money through selling gold bows to raise awareness about pediatric cancer, as well as hosting the All In for Miller golf tournament each year. In 2020, they raised about $40,000 through the event.
I love meeting the families. I love helping. I love hearing their stories. But to know that because his life was cut so short, that it's helping others, there's not words. There's not words.
Reporting in Augusta, Zana Halliburton on your side.
You can see Miller had an amazing family. The foundation's been able to help about 20 other families impacted by pediatric cancer since 2018. The Grovers work closely with the Children's Hospital, finding local families who need that support. And if you want to learn more about the All In for Miller Foundation and support their cause, we have a link to do that on our website. Well, speaking of kids, there was a big kids party at the Augusta Common today. Augusta Partnership for Children kicking off Children's Week in Augusta. This is for kids ages 1 to 5. This year's theme is To Infinity and Beyond. We caught up with Augusta Partnership for Children to learn more about the week-long celebrations.
Children are our most precious resource, and so we want to make sure that we do something to celebrate all children of all ages.
So if you missed today's event, don't worry. They have more events this week. That's all linked on our website, wrdw.com. Good day for it out there, Riley.
Absolutely. Beautiful weather out there today. We're going to hang on to nice weather the rest of the week. And by this weekend, we could actually have our first dose of 40s for the fall season. Now look at that forecast just after the break.
No matter where you are,
our First Alert has always given you the edge against severe weather. And now, with our new First Alert radar network, First just got even faster. This is the most advanced weather radar around, filling in the gaps that have plagued our area for years. With up to 10 times the resolution of other local radars and technology that can pinpoint right down to your street. No other station can provide you with this type of enhanced weather coverage. You'll only find it here, putting your family safety first with the First Alert radar network. First just got faster.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, student loan payments are back for millions of Americans, why it could have a negative impact on the economy. That and more news tonight right here on the CBS Evening News.
A live look over the Savannah River from our Therma Dam Cam. Beautiful conditions out there this afternoon. You can still see some of that smoky haze in the sky. This is actually from Canadian wildfires making its way all the way down the eastern seaboard. If you are heading out soon, temperatures still pretty comfortable. Right now at Bushfield, we're currently at 83 degrees. Got a good steady northeast wind. That's going to stick around the next couple of days. Not really changing our wind direction too much. So our weather's not going to change too much either. Tomorrow morning, we're going to wake up in the upper 50s for most spots. And then as we continue to see that sun throughout the day tomorrow, we should be able to warm back up anywhere from 82, 84 degrees for most locations, and you can see those rain chances stay at a goose egg. Big 0% chance not only tomorrow, but through most of the work week. Maybe Friday we could squeeze out a quick shower, but looks to be a low threat for most of us. Generally sunny skies through Thursday. We'll start to bring in a few more clouds Friday. Remember, cold front is going to show up later this weekend, so that is going to drop our temperatures Sunday into Monday next week. Could see the 40s for the first time in a long time, Richard, later this week.
Crisp, cool mornings coming our way. That's going to wrap things up for now. Our next live update comes at 7 o'clock over on NBC 26. We'll see you there or back here at 11.